Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, Lewis here. You're in for a real treat now. We got a holdover for you from way back in 2014 with Stephen Gabrielatos and myself, the great wordmaster himself who knows far more than I do. It's really a delight. I interviewed him right here in my home YouTube studio on the concept of polarities. So if you're looking to learn new words, pick up a new concept or two along the way, stay tuned. G&G. Got the WordWise for you. Hello there, we have Mr. Stephen Gabrielatos.
Hello everyone.
Hello, and Mr. Louis Gallo here. And welcome to this vocabulary program. Hello Stephen, good to see you, and I appreciate your being here.
No, of course, it's always my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. It's a real pleasure, a real pleasure. Been wanting to do this for quite some time. It all started with the set of polarity words, actually pedantic versus erudite. And I thought, this might be nice to show students the differences,
right?
And to show the differences between polarity words and antonyms, because polarity words, would you say that they're antonyms or opposites, actually?
I don't think polarity words are necessarily antonyms. I think people use them antonymously to each other, but I think that that's an error.
Right.
I don't think it's very frequently addressed. So hopefully we'll get a chance to do so in this video, show you what the difference is between those two words. They're actually closer to synonyms.
Cool, they are.
Antonyms, yeah.
Actually they are. Because an example of a pair of antonyms might be hot and cold.
Right.
Intelligent versus, I don't like the word stupid, insipid.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But polar opposites.
Male and female, good and evil, those would be antonyms or actual opposites.
Right, on two other ends of the spectrum. Whereas if you take a word like cold, you can come up with two synonyms like cool and frigid, but I think a cool breeze connotes a good or a positive meaning to it.
Pleasant meaning.
Whereas a frigid air is almost like it's too cold, it's unbearable.
So it's almost, from what I gather from what you're saying, from your example, Mr. Gabrielatos,
sure,
is that basically it's almost like the angel and the devil of a meaning.
Yep.
So they're not opposites, they're just different connotations within the same meaning spectrum.
For sure. Simply put, they're synonyms. One is good, one is bad. So if you want to just look at it in a very clear-cut kind of way. Yeah.
Right. Not in the sense that good and evil are opposites. Those are actual antonyms. Those are actual, you could say, polar opposites.
Right.
Whereas we're talking about polarities in terms of different aspects of the same meaning.
Yep.
Such as confident and arrogant.
Yeah, that's
Can you
right.
tell us about confident and arrogant?
I think that that's probably one of the more common ones. Whenever you hear somebody being called arrogant, I think there's already a popular, notion that yes, it is of a negative nature, right?
Right.
You wouldn't call somebody arrogant if you felt positively about them, right?
True.
So I think somebody who's confident doesn't necessarily go out and show his or her confidence, whereas somebody who's arrogant has a false sense of entitlement.
And self-importance.
Exactly, self-importance, false sense of superiority. So the example that I would probably use is maybe somebody at a restaurant and they want to get their food to them right away and they're being arrogant about it. They're asking the waitress to hurry up, or they're not tipping too well on the check, and they just feel like they're in control. So what's a sentence you would come up with using the word arrogant?
I would say the arrogant soccer player was kicked off the field and issued a yellow card, is it?
Yellow card, red card, penalty, right?
Yeah, for being a little too boastful, belligerent, and so forth.
Right, and confident would be the student's speech at the graduation ceremony earned her a great deal of applause.
That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Both connote a certain sense of pride, but one is a sort of positive pride. The other one is, I would say, a negative pride. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as I said, for the pair that started it all, erudite versus pedantic.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Well, erudite means sort of very knowledgeable, scholarly, almost an academic scholarly type of attitude that shows, I think, a high degree of not only knowledge but emotional intelligence. Wisdom, if you will.
Wisdom too, yeah.
Wisdom.
I was just going to say that.
Right. Whereas its polarity word, its polarity partner, pedantic, would be someone who tries to come off as knowledgeable and winds up turning a lot of people off because they tend to be ostentatious, like a show-off, and maybe kind
Or
of
arrogant.
Arrogant.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good, very
Yeah.
good. You know, they tend to be very adolescent, almost sophomoric,
Yeah.
I would say. Not truly wise, not truly exhibiting what we would now call emotional intelligence, I would think.
So how would you use each one of those in a sentence?
Let's see, let's start with erudite. Okay, this is one I think I like. The erudite professor impressed his students with his warmth, emotional intelligence, and wisdom.
Ah, I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Let's see, whereas the pedantic librarian turned everybody off with his stuffy, overly academic presence and demeanor, I would say.
Yeah, that's
Does
perfect.
that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect.